Queen Cleopatra VII is one of the most famous historical figures of the ancient world. Born in 69 BCE in the Egyptian city of Alexandria, she was the last ruler of the Ptolemaic Dynasty, a Greek-origin family founded by Ptolemy I, one of Alexander the Great's generals. Despite the fact that the Ptolemies were of Greek descent, Cleopatra was the first member of her family to learn the Egyptian language, which made her more beloved by the Egyptian people than any of her predecessors. Historical and family background. Cleopatra was born into a family filled with internal power struggles. Her father, King Ptolemy XII, was a weak ruler who faced both external and internal political challenges, particularly from Rome, the dominant power of the time. When Ptolemy VII died in 51 BCE, Cleopatra ascended to the throne, sharing power with her younger brother, Ptolemy III, who was still a child. Struggle for power. Soon after Cleopatra took the throne, conflicts arose between her and her brother Ptolemy XIII. Cleopatra sought to consolidate her authority, but Ptolemy's advisors wanted to keep control in their hands. As a result, Cleopatra was exiled to Syria in 48 BCE. However, she was not one to give up easily. Determined to reclaim her throne, she devised a plan to win the favor of Julius Caesar, who had arrived in Egypt as part of his campaign to secure Rome's interests there. Relationship with Julius Caesar. The story of Cleopatra's secretive entrance into Caesar's chambers, rolled up in a carpet, is one of the most famous episodes in her life. After secretly arriving in Alexandria, Cleopatra's intelligence and charm captured Caesar's attention. Caesar was impressed with her, and soon the two formed an alliance. Cleopatra used this alliance to secure her return to power and defeat her brother, Ptolemy XIII, at the Battle of the Nile. Afterward, she married her younger brother, Ptolemy XIV, though he held little real power. Cleopatra's relationship with Caesar was not just a political one, it became a romantic affair as well. They had a son together, named Caesarion, who was meant to be Caesar's heir, but this plan never came to fruition. Cleopatra spent some time in Rome as Caesar's guest, but after Caesar was assassinated in 44 BCE, she returned to Egypt. Relationship with Mark Antony. Following Caesar's death, Rome plunged into a series of civil wars. Mark Antony emerged as one of the most important leaders during this time. In 41 BCE, Antony met Cleopatra in the city of Tarsus, and he quickly fell in love with her. Their relationship developed rapidly, and they had 3 children, twins Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene, and a son named Ptolemy Philadelphus. The alliance between Antony and Cleopatra was strong, but it also brought Antony into conflict with Octavian, who sought control of Rome after Caesar's death. The tension between Antony and Octavian grew, and Cleopatra became deeply involved in this political and military struggle. The Battle of Actium. The conflict between Octavian and Mark Antony reached its climax in the naval Battle of Actium in 31st BCE. Antony and Cleopatra's forces faced off against Octavian's Roman fleet. The battle was decisive, ending in the defeat of Antony and Cleopatra. After the defeat, the two retreated to Egypt, where their fate was sealed. Death of Cleopatra. Realizing that there was no escape from defeat, Antony chose to commit suicide. He stabbed himself and died in Cleopatra's arms. Shortly afterward, Cleopatra also decided to end her life. Legend has it that she killed herself by allowing a venomous cobra to bite her, though this story remains uncertain. Cleopatra's death in 30 BCE marked the end of an era in Egyptian history. With her passing, the Ptolemaic Dynasty came to an end, and Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire. Cleopatra's legacy. Cleopatra has remained a controversial and fascinating figure throughout history. Roman accounts often depicted her as a seductress who used her beauty and charm to manipulate powerful men. However, modern portrayals tend to emphasize her political acumen, intelligence, and skill in navigating a world dominated by powerful men. Cleopatra was not just a beautiful queen. She was a clever and capable ruler who worked tirelessly to maintain Egypt's independence for as long as possible in the face of Rome's growing power. She was fluent in multiple languages and had a clear vision for her kingdom. Cleopatra's use of Egypt's wealth and her diplomatic skills were evident in her alliances with both Caesar and Antony. Despite her efforts to maintain Egypt's independence, the country could not withstand the military and economic might of Rome. Nonetheless, Cleopatra remains a symbol of powerful femininity and political intelligence, and she is considered one of the most remarkable figures in ancient history. Over the centuries, Cleopatra has inspired poets, artists, and writers, becoming a part of global cultural heritage. From Shakespeare's plays to Hollywood films, Cleopatra's influence on popular culture has endured to this day, solidifying her place as one of history's greatest personalities.